What is going on, beautiful people? It is your boy Asom, and you're back to a video. Today we are here and we are doing my big winners from this year's NFL Draft Combine. We are going to be talking about guys that raised their draft stock tremendously and made a big impact on the teams that were there. Before we do get into the video, I have two things I gotta say. First, subscribe to the boy, man. We're so close to 500. Make that goal a reality. Help the boy out. It takes 2 seconds. It's free. Y'all can do it right now while I'm yapping. The second thing I will say is this video is not a top 10 or a ranking. We are going over players that I just really think boosted their draft stock this week at the NFL Draft Combine and players that I want to highlight. Also, make sure to like the video and comment any recommendations or feedback down below. If you guys want to see anything, let me know. I make these videos for you guys, so make sure to let me know if you guys want to see anything specific. But besides that, guys, let's get right into the video right now. The first player that we are going to take a look at is Nick. I know I'm going to butcher this, but Emenawari, something like that. But Nick, I can't pronounce his last name, had an absolutely great combine. His measurables are ridiculous. Before we take a look at his numbers, we're going to look at his measurables. 6'3", 220, 32-inch arms, 9-inch hands. That is ridiculous at the safety position. That is ridiculous stuff to see. And then look at how he tested. Let's take a look at Nick's numbers from the combine. As you see here, he ran a 4.3840, which is just ridiculous. And his 10-yard split was a 1.49. Another ridiculous thing. A 43-inch vertical jump, ridiculous. Broad jump 11.6, crazy. And he benched 20 reps at 225. Look at that look at the production score first, look at the athleticism score first, and look at the total score first. All that combined, Nick may have just jumped into being the #1 safety off the board come draft time because of his elite showcase. He was already an elite prospect coming out at his position, but now, man, he may jump Malachi Starks and become the first safety off the board. He's ridiculous, man. He's going to be a stud in the NFL. That is crazy. Nick definitely had a big showing, and he is definitely a big winner from the NFL Combine. I've been saying it since day one that Jackson Dart will be a first-round pick in this upcoming NFL Draft. Jackson Dart is a 6'2", 223-pound quarterback from Ole Miss who has an absolute rifle of an arm, and I know a coach will fall in love with him, and he will be a first-round pick in this draft. Jackson Dart is incredible, and I could see a team like the Saints taking Jackson Dart, to be honest with you. I think Jackson Dart can do a Bo Nix leap and end up becoming a high draft pick. Jackson Dart has a beautiful arm, man. He throws darts all over the field. The one thing I will say is he may need a year to develop, and it may take time, but Jackson Dart has a lot of upside, man, and this weekend he definitely proved it. His throws were beautiful. He looked great out there. He looked like the best quarterback that threw, and it's not surprising to me, in my opinion. He also tests well. He's a good guy. He's a good kid, and teams love Jackson Dart, man. I think Jackson Dart will easily jump Shedeur Sanders, to be honest with you. I think Shedeur Sanders is really walking on a thin rope. I like Shedeur a lot. I think he's going to be a great player. But there is a lot of questions about Shedeur's concern, and I think Jackson Dart could end up taking that role. I think Cam Ward solidified himself at that #1 spot, but I think Jackson Dart will and can fight for that #2 spot and can jump Shedeur Sanders. He already won. I think he proved to everyone that he is a first-round pick, but I think that he will continue to rise the more and more this draft process goes on. The next player we will be looking at is Shemar Stewart from Texas A&M. As you see here, he is 6'5", 270, bro. That is an absolute unit. And look at his arms, man. 34 inches, beautiful. The hands, beautiful. This guy has all the physical ability to be a star NFL player. Look what our boy did at the NFL Combine too. As you see here, he ran a 4.59 40. His 10-yard split was a 1.58. That is absolutely elite. A vertical jump of 40 inches, and look at his broad jump, man. Shemar Stewart did have the most productive college career. I'm not going to lie. His college career was very underwhelming for what I thought he was going to be. I remember he was like the #1 player in the country coming out of high school, I think, and I thought he was going to be an absolute unit, and he definitely disappointed there. But the NFL is a very different game. I feel like with the right coach and the right talent around him, Shemar Stewart could be very talented and be a great NFL edge rusher. Next, we got our first and second receivers. We have Matthew Golden. Matthew Golden is coming from Texas, where he was arguably the best receiver on his team last year. He made a bunch of great plays when it mattered, and he really helped Texas go far into the college football playoffs. They were 1 game short of making that natty, and I think if they would have made the natty, they would have won. But Golden chose to come out and enter the NFL draft, where he had a very impressive showing, and he definitely jumped up teams' draft boards. As you see, he ran a 4.29, which is the fastest from a player who went to the University of Texas this last season. Sorry, Isaiah Bond. But that is a very fast number, and I think that definitely boosts his number. I think that overall, he is a very good prospect, and he is a guy that will jump on boards. I think he could be a potential round 2, round 3 pick. He has a ton of potential. I don't know if he'll creep in the first round, but hey, Worthy ended up jumping up there earlier last year, so I think that he could possibly be a guy like Worthy that could jump up to a receiver needy team that needs a very fast player. I think that he has that potential. He's a very good player. He's very skilled, very good football player. He's just fast as hell too. So why not take him? I think that this is definitely going to make him jump up boards. I think that Matthew Golden, you are a winner from the NFL Draft Combine. Next up, we have Jalen Noel from the Iowa State Cyclones. Jalen Noel is a 5'10", 194-pound receiver who tested greatly this past weekend. As you see, Noel ran a 4.39 with a 159 10-yard split. His vertical jump was 41 inches, a broad jump of 11.2, and his 3-cone drill was a 6.82. Absolutely elite showing. He ranked 3rd at the receiver position for athleticism score, which is great. His total score was up there too, man. He had a great showing, and I think that he could end up becoming a very, very high second-round pick. He is a great receiver. He was very productive. I watched him at Iowa State a few games. I watched him in person, actually, when they played against Miami. He passes all the tests. He is going to be a great NFL receiver. I see it. A lot of people see it. He has all the tools to be a very versatile player in the NFL. He is very good. He's quick. He's fast. He can make big plays. He's what you want in an NFL receiver. Jalen Noel proved that this past weekend, and it will only get better with his pro day, but he is the biggest winner at the receiver position, in my opinion. The next player that we will be talking about is Porter from Iowa State. Porter has a absolutely elite frame, 6'3", 195. He is a tall, lengthy cornerback that could be an impact player in the NFL, and I think his testing this weekend proves that. As you see, Porter had an elite showing at the NFL Draft Combine. He ran a 4.3 with a 10-yard split of a 1.49, and you can take a look at the rest of his numbers. 3,600 vertical, his broad jump was a 10, 3-cone drill and 6.71, and his 20-yard shuttle was a 4.04. That is elite. As you see, his athleticism ranked as the number 2 for all cornerbacks, and his total score with his productivity graded was a 6 out of every single quarterback in the NFL or draft tested. That is ridiculous, man. Porter, I mean, at the frame of 6'3", running a 4.3 is just ridiculous. That all combined, I could definitely see him as a great NFL player if he develops right. Again, a lot of these guys that do test good are based on their traits and all that stuff, and he has good traits. I just think with the right coaching, he could really take off. At that frame, you can't teach speed and you can't teach size, and with that, at that cornerback position, that could be elite nowadays in the NFL. Porter definitely took a big dub, and he could potentially be a very high pick in this draft for cornerbacks, man. He could definitely be one of the top cornerbacks off the board, especially with that elite frame. That is big for NFL quarterbacks. Look at guys like Sauce Gardner, man. Sauce Gardner, I'm not comparing him to Sauce Gardner, but Sauce Gardner, another tall, lengthy cornerback, and he's been great in the NFL. I think that is the model that the NFL will continue to go towards. I think that this guy could be a prototypical version of that, and he could be an impact player in the NFL. He is a winner. The last player that I will be talking about in this video is Danny Stutsman from the University of Oklahoma. Stutsman had a great season, and he is a great player, but there's questions about how he will translate into the NFL, and I think he proved a lot of people wrong with this 40. He ran a 4.52, and at that frame that he has, that is very good. He is an elite run stuffer, and that he is quick too. A 4.5 at linebacker is not a joke. That is very good. I think Stutsman could be a very good NFL player. He might not be the highest pick, but I think this is a big winner for a former All-American linebacker to showcase that he has speed in the NFL Combine. That is big for teams. I think a team will take a chance on Stutsman in the second round, which overall he was a third-round pick before. I think Stutsman's easily going to jump up there. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to like and comment and leave any recommendations or feedback down below. That would be much appreciated. I want to do these videos for you guys, so make sure to keep giving me stuff to make videos on, and I will do it. Remember, I will be in France, so the videos might come out a little slow, but you know what? We're going to still work, and we're going to keep doing better and better. The boy is going to continue to eat every single day, so make sure to stay tuned, guys. I really do appreciate you guys so much, and I hope you guys have a great day. It is your boy, A Salman, out. Peace.